Hey, loan officers that are listening or watching today. I have Craig Davis, who has been in the mortgage industry for more than 20 years and is also an executive coach for the past 3 years. Craig, before we kind of dive into the questions, why should loan officers tune into this episode?
Well, I think they should tune us into this episode for two reasons. One, which is what I focus on, is we have to move away from being a product and into being a strategy, right? As originators, we have to be the strategy that our referral partners, our clients seek us out for. If we're just a product, we're a commodity. That and another big focus is we have to be the CEOs of our business, right? I know we all work for somebody, or lots of us work for somebody. We have a logo behind us. But in today's world with AI and social media and the headlines and noise and so much, we have to look through the lens of being the CEO of our business. And if we do that, then we make decisions appropriately. And so I'd say those two reasons, which is what I focus on, so it's top of mind, be a strategy, not a product, and be the CEO of your business.
And Craig, I love that because I'm actually going to make that one of my first questions because we talked about this a little bit ago. I think this makes sense for retail loan officers and brokers. Why, or maybe we don't agree on this, maybe we do. Why do you feel like it's important, or maybe you don't, that loan officers should grow their personal brand rather than focusing on their company brand?
Oh, I think that's critically important. And look, I don't care what channel you're in, right? I mean, aside from company, compliance and all that stuff. But outside of that, I don't care if you're in the IMB world, a broker world, your personal brand matters more than ever. And I think the personal, I'm gonna put it in quotation marks for a second because it kind of got, sort of like personal brand was everywhere, right?
Yeah.
It just became like a buzzword. I think it was in in the social media world, and we're all trying to develop our personal brands. But now in the AI world as well, it's really becoming critically important. And your personal brand, not only does it matter more than ever, it's going to continue increasing the importance that we seek that out. And again, it doesn't have to be some logo or brand or
Yeah.
saying or something behind you. It can be Craig Davis. Like, you know me as Craig Davis, but your personal brand has to go deeper than just your name or the logo, right? We can add the marketing flair to it. Where I would take it one step further, it's and I'll back up for a second. When I'm on stage and I'm talking to originators and when I do my keynotes and I talk about personal brand, I'll ask everybody to raise your hand. Who in here has a personal brand? And usually about 20, 25, maybe 30% of the people raise their hand. That means 70% of people in the audience, I've been on stage with thousands of people, 70% of the people are not raising their hand. They don't think they have a personal brand, or they don't understand it. Now, this is wrong because, and I say, well, everybody has a personal brand. It's your reputation. It's what you're leaving behind. It's what people talk about when you're not in the room. So you have a personal brand, whether you like it or not. So let's put some energy into it so you can control your personal brand. So I just kind of want to round that out about really what is a personal brand, at least in my eyes, and why that's important, because you're controlling the narrative. And as we do that, now I can be remembered, which is so important because outside of being remembered, we're just a commodity. Go back to being a product. As a product, hey, I got FHA and I got conventional. Or I love when Richard say, I've got DSCR loans. Nobody knows. They don't understand what that means. It doesn't matter. But if you say, I am an expert at helping self-employed borrowers with great CPAs create wealth strategies, well, now you just got remembered for something, right? And that's why we shift from product to strategy. That's shifting from, people might recognize my name to now I'm recognizable and memorable, and a personal brand can start developing off that. And obviously there's lots of intricacies that go off of that. So it's probably a long-winded answer, but when I talk about personal brand, it's meaningful and it's impactful. So I just kind of want to add that color.
No, I think that was great. This is kind of what I've seen with loan officers that are in the IMB world or brokers. Usually on the retail side, they're kind of scared to build their personal brand because their company is like doing the marketing for them, posting the stock content you see from time again. Kind of want to just focus on that a little bit because I feel like they have a harder time of like posting on social, kind of making their own content. in your opinion, why or why not do you feel like it's important for those guys and girls specifically, like in the retail IMB world, to post on social, do videos, grow their brand?
Yeah, and a couple things here, and I mean, and I have a lot of expertise in this coming from I've come from the broker world where I was getting my teeth earlier in my career, and then I've led, managed, and run sales in the IMB world. So I know compliance, I know legal hurdles, I know marketing challenges. I know everyone wants their own brand on their page, but some companies require you keep their brand, some companies allow DBAs, yada yada yada. So I just want to kind of get also let's get the fine print understood. And there's could be solutions within that. Um, but it's important because, again, whether you have a digital presence, and I think most, if not all IMBs, I mean, everybody has to have a digital presence now. And whether you have their logo behind you, they still put you out in front, at least I would think. And if they're not, we have to seek solutions like Hova Digital that can work with, the company. So you do have that, your storefront, out in front. People can find you. But we have to go beyond the surface and into, behind where AI is recognizing you, AEO and GEO optimization. And I know you're the expert, on that. And so we have to kind of have the infrastructure. So that's kind of number one. Compliance and legal, okay. We got infrastructure, okay. But we could probably check those boxes. This is where I'm going to get to. It's challenging. It's work. Having a social presence, and I say social presence, I don't just say social media. It's creating a social presence. It's work. You and I were just talking about, our social media and our social presence. So it can be noisy on top of we already have a full stack of responsibilities. So to break away and create a post, what do I say? I don't want to do a video. I do want to do a video. I don't like the way I look, my microphone, like kind of getting past all these things. And of course, there's ways to do that. And I know you have, you built those solutions. But I think what really gets in the way more is not so much the compliance or the infrastructure behind us, because I think we're past all that now. It's getting our actions, our vision, strategy, and execution aligned to create this. And it takes work. It takes work.
I agree with that 100%. Okay, this question is gonna be kinda out of left field, but I wanna hear your thoughts on
Bring it.
this because you talk to so many LOs. So, I see a lot of loan officers, they'll come to me and they'll say, "Hey, instead of me recording these videos, just use AI. Go use HeyGen
Ah,
and, like, stuff like that."
yeah.
Here's what I've seen. I can get these videos looking so realistic, like, it's crazy, but anytime I post, like, an AI video, the engagement goes down, and I've also even seen loan officers where, like, it kinda makes borrowers or agents feel weird, like, you're not taking the time to record, like, a 30-second video, like, it's not actually you. Maybe you agree or don't agree, but I feel like more of the authentic content works that I've seen. What are your thoughts on, like, when should you use AI? Because there are times you should use AI for, like, your blogs, the written content, right? And then when you should not use AI. I just, like, without knowing me, I'd love to hear your opinion on that.
Okay. So, I mean, I do so much content and coaching and consulting around all of this. And so, okay, there's a couple things I want to point out. We know AI can almost provide like any solution you want. It's almost infinite. That doesn't mean we should do all of that. Without going in and debating how good, an AI avatar, is or not, and it'll get better where it'll almost come completely perfect. So let's just assume we're already in perfect. Does it still mean we should do that? I believe that our true and greatest value that cannot be taken away is our humanity.
Oh,
We
I love
have
you
to
saying that.
have and keep our humanity out in front because that's what people connect with. I don't care how good AI is. And maybe I'll frame it like this. Look, and this is fascinating, right? Think about this. The most sophisticated tech in human history is now just table stakes. Means
Mhm.
everybody has it. And not only that, wherever you are in your learning curve of adopting this tech, your consumer has it now. They're interacting with it. And our consumers might be passing originators not understanding it or not using what the consumers are using, right? Because just because your company says they have AI built into their enterprise solutions, okay, fine, but that doesn't mean you're an AI forward, user, right? And so we have to put ourselves in the way of opportunity, right? Where our consumers are using. but we have to keep our humanity forward. AI solves IQ. It's the smartest thing in the world, whether it's right or wrong. It has the facts, it knows all that. Our consumers are going there. They can get IQ. So just us being and knowing all of our products and we know all of that, that used to be a value proposition. It's not the same value proposition as it used to be. So if AI has the IQ, what do we have? EQ. So we have to have the emotional intelligence. AI might know every statistic about the house and the neighborhood and the construction of the house and the schools and all that stuff right there, right? And we can provide that. But anyway, that's IQ. But does AI know what it's like in the morning to wake up in your brand new kitchen and how the sun comes in to that coffee nook and you get to drink your coffee and what it smells like and what it feels like and how we connect that, with our clients and resonating like, I get that. I've been there. I love that. It's one of the favorite things about my house. AI doesn't know that. That's our humanity that has to come forward. And that's why video or writing content, AI, if we let AI replace us, then we're replaceable. So
Yeah.
we have to stand on top of AI. Let AI do a lift, let it lift us up to allow us to then leverage and amplify our voice, but not replace it.
Okay, I love it. I just have one more question, and then I'll have you share where people to find you. So I feel like a hypocrite because right before this call, you said, "Hey, you should change your LinkedIn to like who you are, like black shirt, not the suit." Right? I just recorded a video yesterday. I'm not even joking. Where I'm like, loan officers, when you get on video, stop being someone you're not. Like, just talk like you would in your own voice. I'm being a hypocrite right now, so I'm gonna change my LinkedIn right after this. How have it maybe for yourself or other LOs, how have you seen being like yourself on video have a bigger impact than just being someone you're not on social?
Yeah, so I think this is a funny, you know, over the years as we've been doing video, we kind of started doing video and then all the, okay, it's easier to like produce and so we kind of start making the video more polished. And then we see other people doing videos and like, oh my God, they've got all the cool stuff and they're like literally becoming actors. You're like, I gotta do that. Then all of a sudden it's shit, I can't do that. I don't know what to do. Like that's too much. And so like I don't think they can like it's fun. We don't have to do that. And I think there's this interesting full circle that we're coming back to just being authentic. Mumble your word. It's fine. Say, no big deal. Like Devin, I was giving you a compliment beforehand. If you guys look on Devin's, homepage, Devin you include your blooper reel. By the way, can you say commoditize real quick?
Like commoditized. Did I do it?
You're good. You're good. You're good.
So hard. I didn't go to college. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, come on.
That's
You don't
what it
need
is.
that.
I'm just kidding.
You don't need that. But like that, and Devin, I didn't know you before
Yeah.
this. We've been on LinkedIn, we've commented, we've done, but I didn't really know who you are when I watched your video. I said, "Oh, dude, I see you. That was funny. Like I do that. Oh, you're a real human." See, that's the point. When we're doing videos, just be you. Be authentic. It can be wrong, it can be broken, you can fumble your words, but couple things. You need good sound. Do not have bad static sound. You need good sound. We need good lighting, good enough lighting, right? We don't need to skimp on that. So, and as Neil Dinger says, wipe your camera lens.
Oh, yeah. That's awesome. And I just want to add to that really fast. So when I talk to loan officers, when I first meet with them, they're like, "Yeah, I want my videos to have these crazy animations, B-roll footage. Like, I want it to be insane." When I first got in the industry 10 years ago, this was before videos that was a thing. So I was helping loan officers like post their videos, put it in email campaigns. And what happened was we were just using subtitles and that was it. Like that's what it was. And then during COVID, we kind of got to the stage where like there were crazy animations and like that was like the standard. And we're like you said, we're going full circle. Whenever I do an edited video with crazy edits, it looks cool, right? And I'm like, oh, this feels right. This is what it should be. It always gives like 1/4 the amount of engagement of just like adding subtitles, a little bit of B-roll footage, right? That's natural to yourself. So I love that you talk about that because that's what I'm seeing. That it's coming back to like you don't need the crazy. It looks cool. Keep doing it if you're doing it, but I will say I've seen better engagement with more of those natural.
Yeah, and I think, like I'll do a walking video. I'm out on a walk or a run or a hike, and I'll kinda do something, you know, I mean, I'll go in my backyard and kinda pick a little frame if I'm kinda doing a video, or just, like, honestly, I think the best thing in the world is just be spontaneous. Like, you have a thought, you have an insight, you just solved a problem, and I wanna offer this because people get stuck into, you know, what do I say and content and all these different things, and I know you provide, you know, scripts, but I wanna say this to everybody: capture, don't create. That's it. Every day you capture an insight. Every day you capture a great conversation with somebody. When you have that great conversation, you solved a problem, you did something, just grab that and do a quick selfie if you're in your car or just afterwards. Just like, oh my God, I just had a great client meeting. They had this problem. I solved this problem. I feel great. I'm going to go get a taco. I think that video right there will go viral. I should do that. 'Cause,
Yeah.
you know, but just be natural. Honestly, people connect with people, not product.
Okay, I love it. Just one last question. Where can people find you if they wanna learn more about you or just connect with you
Yeah,
online?
my website, just coachcraigdavis.com. And you can find me on the socials, LinkedIn and Instagram, and, you know, and I focus with originators, young, old, right? I mean, new, experience, right? And I do a lot of mentoring as well as, you know, coaching because again, I take a different approach. I'm really trying to help originators go from being a product to a strategy and be the CEOs of their business. And I work with a lot of branch managers, especially as branch managers are growing their business, recruiting, leadership, profitability, you know, process and people, all that good stuff. And, you know, and I work with the executives, CEOs, C suite, and that sort of thing too. So,
Okay, awesome. Thanks, Craig. I appreciate you hopping on and
yeah, my
sharing your
pleasure.
insights.